Hello, my classy people. How y'all doing? My name is Wayne Bolden. I'm your Speed King, and of course, please turn on your closed capture as you can see the narrative as we're speaking about and analyzing each and every one of the horses that are in today's race that we're discussing. And of course, please email us at speedking24@yahoo.com. We will have our tip sheet for the upcoming Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby. We're combining the 2 days together. We're going to have two sheets but one price. That's awesome. $20. Email us at speedking24@yahoo.com to get your selections. We'll give you the top three picks of all of the races, that how we see it. Well, and of course, subscribe, ring the bell, do those things. Well, we're going to Thursday evening or afternoon down at Keeneland as the meet comes to a close, and we switch the Kentucky circuit over to Churchill, obviously. But again, Keeneland has allowance races that are just like stake races, right? So we wanted to look at the 8th race in Keeneland on Thursday afternoon. It's a $130,000 allowance race. Why don't I own a horse that can run in those races? So it's a small field of 6, I believe. And very competitive field. I mean, you could throw a blanket over these par mutual wise and performance wise. So again, make sure you get your price in the 8th race on Thursday afternoon at beautiful Keeneland in Lexington, Kentucky, an allowance race. Well, the number one horse, Noble Squall. What are you going to say about this 4-year-old filly, right? 13 starts, 4 wins, 1 second, and 3/3. John Ortiz is our trainer of record. Horse is by violence, and again, won 4 of 13, which is about a third of the races. Now, again, this horse has come out of a overnight stake race or unlisted stake race, the Carousel Stakes, on April 2nd, almost 3 weeks ago. Well, it will be 3 weeks for sure, or better. And so earned a beautiful speed figure, and this probably should be your top pick in the race. The horse should be sitting in the catbird seat and try to come and get these down the lane. Noble Squall, to me, is the horse that they all have to beat in here for sure. It's going to be one of my top picks for sure. Well, I mean, there's nothing really you could say negative about Union Maiden. I mean, this horse has really never done nothing wrong either, like a lot of these in this race, that has never done anything wrong. Union Maiden, the number 2 horse here, let's see, has how many? 10 starts and 3 wins and 4/3, 482,000. Brendan Walsh is our trainer of record. It is not a Godolphin horse, but Union Maiden has every right to move forward and move forward quick, fast, and in a hurry. This horse has won a third of his races by third of her races by Union Rags, and this 5-year-old mare who's likely raced with only 10 starts, again coming off of a 56-day freshening, and it's Brendan Walsh. And of course, that smooth cat is in the arms named Tyler Gaffleone. Have you ever seen anybody smoother than Tyler Gaffleone? I can't never remember this guy. I never see him get in trouble. He's just smooth like butter. So I call him Smooth Tyler. Gaffleone is smooth like that, y'all. And so the number 2 horse has every right to move forward in here and to continue on a path that I think is going to, this horse has every right to win this race, the number 2 horse. And I tell you right now, they paid $250,000 for this horse in the November 2021 Keeneland sale. This is a nice horse, and anytime you see Brendan Walsh as the trainer, again, you need to pay attention. Godolphin or no Godolphin, Brendan Walsh is a tremendous, quietly trainer. I mean, everybody knows him, but he does a beautiful. He's classy. I think he's in the round with Billy Mott and the McGahees and the Papa Mandelas like that, and I just have the highest respect for Mr. Walsh for sure. And when you put Tyler Gaffleone in the orange, it just doesn't get any smoother. So the number 2, Union Maiden, has every right to run and run big in this spot. That's the number 2. Well, 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 what do we know here? Red Ghost. The old Red Ghost is the daughter of, you got it, Ghost Zapper. Right? My favorite horse of all time, Ghost Zapper. Well, look at his daughter. This 4-year-old has 7 starts and 3 wins. That's the old Red Ghost, the number 3 horse. Trained by, oh mama, there's that man that knows how to train these babies, Wesley Ward. And who's in the arms? Johnny V. This is the only grade winner in the race. This horse won the grade 3 stake race back there. Let me see where this horse won this grade 3 stake race. Won the grade 3 stake race May 14th of last year, which was the Miss Preakness Stakes, and went gate to wire. I mean, it was a beautiful, beautiful race. Go watch it. The horse ding dong, head to head for 3/4, backed up to 3rd, and came back with Johnny V up and won by a nose, and earned a beautiful speed figure as a 3-year-old. Now this horse is making his 2nd start off the layoff. Both races, last race was off the synthetic at Turfway Park, returning to the dirt in this allowance race, which is posed as a stake race for 130,000. I'm telling you right now, this daughter of Ghost Zapper ain't gonna be joking, y'all, and you know it is the engine. And of course, I'm gonna like this horse a whole bunch, and will be my top pick. I'm being a homer here. I'm telling you now, the daughter of Ghost Zapper, Red Ghost, the number 3, will be our top pick, for sure. The number 4, Thundering Creed. Well, I don't have to tell you that the horse is by Jimmy Creed, right? You can see Casa Creed. Yeah, Thundering Creed has 9 starts, 3 wins, 1 second, and 2/3. Well, there that man again, my mama. I like this guy, Tomlinson, right? Michael, I believe it is, and he does a nice job. He's clicking only at 13%, but he does have Rocco Juniors in the arm. This horse is by Jimmy Creed. Now and again, I mean, this horse comes off the synthetic over at beautiful Turfway Park in a stake race, and you know, it wasn't a bad, it was the Queen stake race. It wasn't a bad race, earned a beautiful speed figure. So if you like the number 4 horse, I would surely recommend to use him underneath. I'm not ready to put him on top of horses like the number 1 Novo Squall and the number 2 Union Maiden. But the number 4 Thundering Creed is a very, very nice horse. And again, at worst, I would use him underneath. And the old number 5 horse, this Skinny Dipping. Well, you don't want to see your SpeedKing skinny dipping. The number 5 is trained by Mr. Greg Foley and got Irad Ortiz in the yard, so we need to pay attention. Listen to this. The number 5 horse, they paid $400,000 for this horse in the September 2018 Keeneland Stakes. This 5-year-old mare is very, very lightly raised. Has 3 wins from 10 starts, 3 seconds, and 1/3. Of course, they paid a bunch of money, and the horse is by Into Mischief. Understood. Okay? And again, you do have the services of Irad Ortiz. You do have Greg Foley, who's clicking at 15%. And Skinny Dip, the number 5 horse, is coming off the turf and off of a layoff of 68 days, returning back to the dirt for the first time. And I think the horse may find some relief here in this little allowance race. Now, the speed figures 2 back on August 8th on the turf is just as good as anybody else in here. He was behind Ella Z and Yes is Ginger. Right? So again, the horse was away for 200 plus days. They returned on March 1st. Now they're coming back after 58 days. I expect Skinny Dip to be a lot tighter than she was when she made her 5-year-old debut on March 1st. Again, you have the service of Irad Ortiz. And I'll tell you once, I'll tell you twice. We all know the trainers, but the jocks get to almost pick unless they're under commitment. So, you know what I mean? When you watch where these top jocks go, that tells you if these horses are alive or not, because typically they've rode 2 or 3 horses in that race. And when they side with one or the other, it kind of tips the myth that that particular one may be doing a little better than the others, okay? Because everybody wants the services of Irad Ortiz. Who wouldn't? I want him on my horse, of course, along with 3 or 4 other ones. other jocks, right? So again, we know that this horse does have some nice numbers, particularly on the turf. And again, Skinny Dip, they paid a bunch of money for it, and this 5-year-old was lightly raced. So I'm not mad at you if you like Skinny Dip. This is a very, very competitive race relative to each horse against themselves. I mean, I'm not willing to put them on top in this spot, but I would use them underneath for sure. The last horse in the race is Music City Star. Well, Music City Star has 3 wins from 14 starts in 3 seconds. And again, I mean, I'm not mad at you. It is Davis's horse. Who is it? Is it Christopher Davis? He's a pretty decent trainer at 15%. You got Merle in the yards. The horse is by Tapestry. The speed figures, again, are okay. The horse has really never done nothing wrong, coming back off of a 50-day layoff out of an allowance race at Gulfstream Park on the 9th of March. I mean, you know, the horse is kind of speedy and is going to try to get to the front, but he's not getting in front of Red Ghost, the daughter of Ghost Zappa, the number 3 horse. And I don't even think he can get in front of the number 5 horse, Skinny Dip, you know, the Greg Foley's horse. So the outside horse, I don't think is a horrible horse. I would only use underneath. So, once again, Thursday afternoon, beautiful Keeneland, as we all love it because the purses are great and they attract the best horses and the best trainers, and obviously, to me, it's the best racing in the country, Kentucky racing. Okay, I don't care what venue it is in Kentucky. It's my favorite place to play. And Keeneland is always a wonderful, wonderful place to play. Now, in this allowance race on Thursday, race number 8, I'm going to go ahead and take the daughter of Ghost Zapper, Red Ghost, right? I think this horse with Wesley Ward and Johnny V should be able to get to the front and maybe hold off the number 1 horse, who is my second pick, Novell Squall. The Squall horse is an extremely talented horse, and John Ortiz has this horse clicking on all cylinders. This horse is a huge, huge win contender here, the number 1, Novell Squall. Don't get it twisted. I'm just putting the 3 in front of him who can run, okay? But the number 1 horse, Novell Squall, I like equally with the number 3, Red Ghost. So it's going to be the number 3 horse, Red Ghost, the daughter of Ghost Zapper, our second pick, who we love equally, Novell Squall. This is a very, very talented horse and most likely winner in the race, if you ask me. And our third pick, if we had to, how could we not take Brendan Walsh's horse, Union Maiden, right? I mean, you got the smooth Tyler Gaffney own up, and it's Brendan Walsh. This horse, Union Maiden, is a very nice horse. So we're going to stay inside in the 8th race on Thursday afternoon at beautiful, beautiful Keeneland in Lexington. We're going to take 3, 1, 2 in that order. We're going to be rooting for the daughter of Ghost Zapper, Red Ghost, for sure. 3-1-2, folks, in the allowance race. There's 2 other big allowance races that day. We'll probably do them too. It's just superior racing to me out in Keeneland, you know. And the purses, even though they're allowance, is $130,000 and $110,000, and it attracts a lot of trainers and jocks to come and ride these races. These are baby stake races posed as allowance races for sure. Again, 8th race Thursday evening. 3, the daughter of Ghost Zapper, Red Ghost. 1, Novell Squall, who is awfully tough and the likely winner, if you ask me. I like him equally. And the number 2, Brendan Burns, has beautiful. Brendan Walsh has beautiful Union Maiden ready to run a top effort. 3-1-2. That's right, Brendan Walsh, not Burns. Brendan Walsh. 3-1-2. As always, stay classy, folks. Let me know what you think.